What's up guys, it's Lexi Pike, welcome to my channel, and in today's video, it is 10:15 p.m. In today's video, I'm going to be reading another scary text message story. This one is going to be the third sister. After this fucking ad. Okay. Let's turn it up. It's all the way up, just in case there's a video. And that's loading. Seriously, bro? How are you being so slow? Just give me a heart attack, dude. I'm gonna cry. I'll be back when it loads. Okay. Since this stupid thing isn't wanting to work, I'm gonna be using a different app. This one is an offline one. So let's do all this first. Okay. Okay, this is a scary text message stories offline. So it will work without internet. So I should probably do one at 3 a.m. tonight. I'm gonna go with the creepypasta one. Should I ruin someone's childhood? I'm gonna read this one. I've never heard of this one. Mr. Widemouth. Excerpt, whatever. Mr. Widemouth is a scary creepypasta story about a 5-year-old boy who has an imaginary friend that may not be an imaginary after all. Damn. The picture is by Courtney Lubby from Divintort, whatever. When I was a child, my family moved around a lot. We never stayed in the same place for long, and it seems as if we were... Oh, these are the stories. Because I'm reading the stories. Okay. When I was a child, my family moved around a lot. We never stayed in the same place for long, and it seemed as if we were always on the move. Because of this, many of my early memories are fuzzy and unclear. Understandable. We've moved a lot too. However, there was one period of time that remains as clear in my mind as though it all happened just yesterday. I often wonder whether these memories were simply hallucinations caused by the long sickness I experienced that spring. But in my heart, I know they're real. My hair's going on my nose. Okay. We were living in a large house on the outskirts of the city. As a family of 3, we were a family of 8, not 8. 8 kids plus 2 adults, 2 parents. So 10. Family of 10. We didn't really need such a big home. We didn't even have a big home. We had a small home with 3 bedrooms, and my African American siblings had to sleep upstairs in the attic, like Cinderella. Okay. And there were a number of rooms that we never used during the 5 months we spent them. In some ways, it was a waste of space, and it was the only house we could find at the time that was close to my father's place. The day after my fifth birthday, I came down with a terrible fever. The doctor said I had to rest in bed for 3 weeks and concentrate on getting well. It was a horrible time to be bedridden, as we were getting ready to move and most of my toys were already packed away in boxes. If my kid was sick and the doctor says he or she has to be in bed resting, I would allow them to watch TV, even if they're garden. Like, I'm not gonna be like a strict mom. I'm not gonna hit my kids. I won't even spank them. The only punishment I'll do is like send them to the room if they're bad, but no physical hitting. I've been in my bed since my mom died, because I haven't had the energy to get up out of bed. Like, I won't even go out of town or out of this house at all. Today, I actually had the energy to go outside for like 30 minutes. Probably because there was a child. My dad's friend, my friend's kid came over. So I was babysitting her outside while my dad and the friend walked on a car. Okay. My bedroom was almost empty and I had very little to keep myself entertained. My mother brought me some ginger ale and a few books several times a day. Other than that, there was precious little for me to do. I was always bored and grew more miserable by the day. Excuse me, I just burped. I don't exactly recall how I met Mr. Widemouth. Oh no. Widemouth. That sounds very familiar, as in... I've seen a whole movie where the mouths go wide, and I'm pretty sure the name was the Widemouth. I think it was about a week after I was diagnosed with the fever and confined to bed. My first memory of him is when I asked him if he had a name. He told me to call him Mr. Widemouth because his mouth was large. In fact, everything about him was large in comparison to his body, his head, his eyes, his crooked ears, but his mouth was by far the largest. You look kind of like a Phoebe, I said as he flipped through one of my books. Mr. Widemouth stopped and gave me a puzzled look. Phoebe? What's a Phoebe? He asked. If anyone doesn't know what that is, I used to have one as a child. They were terrifying. That's what they are. But they have new ones now. That's so adorable. We had the creepy ones. I'm pretty sure it went through my window at one point. I shrugged. You know, the toys, the little furry robots with the big ears, you can pet them and feed them almost like they're real pets. I never did. I just threw it around because I was like young. Oh, replied Mr. Widemouth. You don't need one of those. They aren't the same as having a real friend. Hush. I remember that Mr. Widemouth seemed to disappear every time my mother stopped by to check on me. Ghost. Monster. I hide under your bed, he later explained. I don't want your parents to see me because I'm afraid they won't let us play together anymore. We didn't do much during those first few days. Mr. Widemouth just looked at my books, fascinated by the stories and pictures they contained. The third or fourth morning after I met him, he greeted me with a large smile on his face. I have a new game we can play, he said. We have to wait until after your mother comes to check on you, because she can't see us play it. It's a secret game. My mother came in with a few more books and some soda at the usual time. After she left, Mr. Widemouth slipped out from under the bed and tugged me by the hand. So monsters under the bed is real. That explains why I never slept in my bed when I was younger. I would freak out. I would sleep with my adopted parents. Excuse me. We have to go to... they started in this one. There's two of those. We have to go the room at the end of the hallway. They forgot the other two. It's supposed to be we have to go to the room at the end of the hallway, he said. I objected at first, because my parents had forbidden me to leave my bed without their permission. Mr. Widemouth persistent until finally I give in. What was that? I just felt something touch me. Okay. The room at the end of the hall had no furniture or wallpaper. Its only distinguishing feature was a window opposite the doorway. Mr. Widemouth darted across the room and gave the window a firm push, flinging it open. Then he beckoned to me and told me to look out at the ground below. He's gonna push him out the window, isn't he? We were on the second floor of the house, but it was on a hill, and from this angle, the drop was more than 2 floors due to the incline. I like to play pretend up here, Mr. Widemouth explained. I pretend that there is a big, soft trampoline below this window, and I jump. He's gonna make a little 5-year-old do suicide. Attempted suicide if he survives. And if he refuses, Mr. Widemouth's probably gonna push him. That's not my prediction. What's your prediction? Comment down below. If you pretend hard enough, you bounced back up like, oh, brother, I want you to try. I was a 5-year-old with a high fever, so I wasn't thinking very clearly as I looked down and considered the possibility. You're 5, so you don't understand. So I'm not gonna bash you for that. Okay. It's a long drop, I said. But that's all a part of the fun, he replied. It wouldn't be fun if it was only a short drop. If it were that way, you may as well just bounce on a real trampoline. I toyed with the idea, picturing myself picturing myself falling through thin air, only to bounce back to the windows on something unseen by human eyes. But the realist in me prevailed, whatever that means. Maybe some other time, I said. I don't know if I have enough imagination. I could get hurt. So you know what an imagination is? Got that? Okay. Mr. Widemouth's face contorted into a snarl, but only for a moment. Anger gave his way to disappointment. If you say so, he sighed. Wow. He spent the rest of the day under my bed, quiet as a mouse. The following morning, Mr. Widemouth arrived, holding a small box. I want to teach you how to juggle, he said. Here are some things you can use to practice before I start giving you lessons. Oh my fucking god. I looked in the box. Any guesses before I continue? I just lost my place. Okay, there. I looked in the box. It was full of knives. Did you hear me correctly? Yes, I said knives. My parents will kill me, I shouted, horrified that Mr. Widemouth had brought knives into my room. My parents would never allow me to touch them. I'll be spanked and grounded for a year. I've been grounded for a year before because I accidentally... What did I even do? I didn't do nothing. Hannah just blamed me, and then I got grounded for a whole year. It was about stealing my teacher's keys. No, Hannah always stole from teachers. I didn't. I stole from stores when I was younger. Mr. Widemouth frowned. It's fun to juggle with these. I want you to try it. I pushed the box away. I can't. I'll get in trouble. Knives aren't safe to just thrown around in the air. That's why I chased Hannah with knives when I was 5 to 12. Mr. Widemouth's frown deepened into a scowl. He took the box of knives and then slid himself under my bed. He remained there for the rest of the day. I began to wonder how often he was under there. This guy is trying to make this 5-year-old accidentally kill himself, I'm pretty sure. I started having trouble sleeping after that. Mr. Widemouth often woke me up at night, saying he put a real trampoline under the window, a big invisible one. Yep, he's trying to make him kill himself. He said that I couldn't see it in the dark. I always declined and tried to go back to sleep, but Mr. Widemouth persisted. Sometimes he stayed by my side until early in the morning, encouraging me to jump. He wasn't so fun to play with anymore. My mom came to me one morning and told me I was well enough to go outside and walked around for a while. She thought the fresh air would do me. My eyes are going blurry. Do me some good, especially after being confined to my room for so long. Ecstatic, I put on my sneakers and trotted out to the back porch, yawning to feel the sun on my face. Mr. Widemouth was outside, waiting for me. How long is this fucking story? It's been 19 minutes. I have something I want you to see, he said. I must have given him a weird look because he added, It's safe, I promise. I wouldn't trust him. I followed. Boy? Really? I followed him and he led me to a trail that went through the woods behind the house. This is kind of like Slenderman. This is an important path, he explained. I've had a lot of friends about your age. When they were ready, I took them down this path to a special place. You aren't ready yet, but one day I hope to take you there. I returned to the house, wondering what kind of place lay at the end of that trail. 2 weeks after I met Mr. Widemouth, he packed the last of our belongings into a moving truck and were about to set off on the long drive to our new home. I considered telling Mr. Widemouth that I would be leaving, but even at 5 years old, I was beginning to suspect that perhaps his intentions were not to my benefit, despite what he claimed. For this reason, I decided to keep my departure a secret. It was 4 a.m. by the time we were ready to leave. My mother helped me into the truck, and my father was sitting behind the wheel. I placed my head against the window, hoping to get some sleep before the sun came up. As we backed out of the driveway, I looked up and saw Mr. Widemouth's silhouette in my bedroom window. He stood there motionless until the truck was about to turn onto the main road. He gave a pitiful little wave goodbye. A steak knife in his other hand, I turned way back. Years later, I was passing through the area and decided to return and pay a visit to that house. I found that the piece of land our house had stood on was empty except for the foundation. The house had burned down a few years after we left. Mr. Widemouth either did that, or someone figured out that there was a demon. I'm pretty sure this guy's a demon. Out of curiosity, I followed the trail that Mr. Widemouth. I'm pretty sure this guy is like probably a teenager now, or even 18, 19. Out of curiosity, I followed the trail that Mr. Widemouth had shown me. Part of me expecting him to jump out from behind a tree and scare the living daylights out of me. I did that to my stepmom this morning on accident. My back itches. Hold on. Ow! I just flung my ball. Ow. But I felt that Mr. Widemouth was gone, somehow tied to the house that no longer existed. The trail ended at a small cemetery. I noticed that many of the tombstones belong to children. That hurt! So if he went with Mr. Widemouth, when he was 5, he could have been one of those tombstones. Shit. Well, that's the end of the story. I'm gonna bookmark it, saying that now will mean that I've read it, so I won't read it over and over again on accident. So that's the end of the video. If you like content like this, please hit the subscribe button, turn on all post notifications, and smash the thumbs up button. And possibly at 3 a.m. I might be I just saw a shadow. I might be using this at 3 a.m. to see if I'll get any creepy things, but my light will probably be shut off. So yeah, that's another video. If you enjoy content like this, and stay tuned. I'm probably gonna post it right after, so probably 4 a.m. And then I'll fall asleep. So stay tuned, and if I post, then I did it. If I don't, then I probably fell asleep. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!